very much. I would like to thank Donate Life, and especially Ann Gray, for inviting me to speak tonight and sharing at this great event. I am honored to represent the families, friends, and loved ones of the 72 Floragraphs. And what I would like to do right now is thank all those people that have taken care of us as Florograph families. So if I could have the 72 Florograph families please stand up. And I want you to put your hands together. And I want you to thank Ann Ray, Donate Life, and all those people that have been taking care of us. Let's say thank you to them. Thank you very much. You may be seated. They truly have been. It's been amazing, and we haven't even had the parade yet, folks. It's been amazing, all these events, and they're so special. All 72 of the Florograph families and friends have an inspiring story of losing a loved one. For us, our story is about the loss of our son, Brandon. Many would have referred to us as an ideal family, a family of faith involved in our church and also in our local community. I married my high school sweetheart, Laura, and we had two wonderful children. One beautiful daughter named Natalie, she's over here tonight, and then a very adventurous boy named Brandon. Brandon excelled in all sports. You can name it: baseball, basketball, football, soccer. He did them all. In high school, he played just football and soccer, and then he went on to the collegiate level and played football. His saying was, like they said here, is go big or go home. And you can see that emblem on our t-shirts at the Fullerton Run in big letters, go big or go home. And that was Brandon. He did everything 110%. He did nothing halfway. The official song for the float, I Was Here by Beyonce Knowles, says, and I'm not gonna sing it, I'm just gonna read it. You're gonna sing it next. But was great words to it, and really listen to it. I was here, I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I love that last line about leaving a mark. Brandon definitely left his mark. When Brandon was in a room, everyone knew Brandon was there. Brandon was the life of the party. When he would go out, I'd call him over to me as father does to son, and I'd, Brandon, watch the show. Don't be the show. And looking back, I don't think he listened to me too many times. But more than that, he was the most loyal, caring, and giving friend. The kind of guy that would truly give you the shirt off his back. He could be seen around our town in Riverside, helping people, perfect strangers parked alongside of the road, he'd be helping. He'd also, when I come home from work, he'd be in the driveway repairing someone's car, and then I'd finish it up. But because he had so many close friends, this led to Brandon being a groomsman in countless weddings. In fact, we used to tease him that he could star in the sequel to the popular Katherine Heigl film, I think you'll remember, 27 Dresses, only it would be called 27 Tuxedos. He was in so many weddings. After college, Brandon went on to be a manager at a large aerospace firm and was on his way to establishing his adult life. Then in August of 2010, we received a dreaded phone call that Brandon had an accidental fall and suffered a subdural hematoma, which is bleeding on the brain. He was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors did 2 brain surgeries over the next 5 days. It was there that we had to make the hardest decisions of our lives. We were in shock, we were numb, we really didn't know what to do. All we could do is pray. And those prayers were answered pretty quickly because we had 2 wonderful people that we met that really were nice, compassionate, and helped us out. And yes, they were from Donate Life. They asked us if we had considered organ donations, and we told them we thought Brandon would want to, but we would need to talk about it a little bit. They left for a little while and then came back a few minutes later and said, "You don't need to make that decision. Brandon has already signed up in the registry." So that really did touch us. His kidneys, his liver were all donated to 3 different people immediately. The cornea of his eyes were donated, his heart went to research, and his skin went to burn victims. Through this journey, Donate Life was there for us like many of you. Even though this was the worst time of our lives, Donate Life honored our loved ones and gave us tremendous support and encouragement at the very time we needed it most. In the hospital, making those end-of-life decisions, they helped us with signing the papers, getting us food, and took care of whatever needs we had. From the 72 families represented here tonight, we thank you, Donate Life, for walking with us through those difficult days. But the support didn't stop there at the hospital. Their support has continued on. Just look around the room tonight. They brought us all together. Just like many of you, we have been touched to meet donor families just like us, who hurt like us, act like us in this tremendous grief. This has helped with the grieving process tremendously. We ask each other about loved ones, and boy, do we love to talk about our loved ones. We love to tell stories and all the memories of them. We discuss how hard it is to contact our recipient families. And we hear recipients say how hard it is to contact the donor families. They help bring us together so we understand each other. Many Donate Life activities allow us to continue these stories. Like I stated, every year we do the Run Walk in Fullerton, and year after year, we find the special bond this community has for each other. Just a few days ago, while making the Florograph here in Pasadena, we met the Belko family who is here tonight. And we couldn't believe how similar our stories are. And I know many of you can share similar connections through the many activities hosted by Donate Life. Thank you, Donate Life, for bringing us together. In addition, Donate Life also continues to honor our loved ones. As many family members, we are invited to attend flag ceremonies throughout the entire United States, around this country, where also many of you, our loved ones, are represented as leaves on the tree of life in many hospital lobbies. We see their pictures in memorial gardens at special events. But the ultimate honor is this event this week, and Laura and I had hoped that someday our son would be honored on the Donate Life float in the Rose Parade, I'm sure like many of the families that are here tonight. When we received that call that Brandon was being sponsored by Salop Insurance and One Legacy, we both started crying. From all 72 of us that have our loved ones on the Never Ending Story float this year, thank you to all the sponsors who made this possible. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my niece, Sarah Bottini, who helped make this possible by passionately sharing Brandon's story. Thank you, Sarah. We wouldn't even be here without you. I mentioned earlier in closing, I mentioned earlier that Brandon had signed up to be a donor, and as you know, it is through this donation that why I'm even here. Brandon's story goes a bit deeper. He was also a recipient. He had knee surgery and received a ligament from a donor. It was during his recovery that this gift touched him so much that he signed up to be a donor himself. Little did he know that only a few short months later he would have that opportunity. That simple ligament led to others receiving life-saving organs through Brandon's donation. Perhaps some of Brandon's recipients will now donate themselves. You never quite know the exponential reach one simple decision can make. If you know someone who has not signed up to be a donor, you need to encourage them to be part of leaving the only lasting legacy worth having, the gift of life. All 72 recognized on the Florograph's that have left this world a better place by leaving this ultimate legacy of giving life to another person. This is their mark. This is their never-ending story. Thank you.